All right, so what is Converge? Converge is basically a forum that brings together ideators and business analysts and people from different streams of technology together to collaborate and ideate and to learn from each other what everyone's doing and what is the current trend in the industry and where everyone's headed, because it's a vast world. So the topic for today is collective intelligence, man, machine, and internet. Well, it's not a good thing if your smartphone is smarter than you, but we're working towards an age where we're communicating seamlessly between man, machine, and internet. It's been the talk in a lot of movies in the past, Terminators and Transformers and all that, and we all get thrilled when we see like robots communicating with humans and machine and all that. And we're touching distance, in achieving that. So how are we going to do that? How people have done that, or how people are doing it currently? We'll look into it as we go. I'd like to invite Sashi to the welcome note.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am Sasikala Mahesh, go by Sashi for short name. So I've been with ThoughtWorks for the past 6.5 years. And one of the things that we enjoy is having events like this and meeting people from other companies and sharing our ideas and getting more knowledge from others as well. So it's my pleasure to welcome you all for the second edition of Converge. And thank you for taking time on a Saturday and being with us. Hope the day goes well, and I'm looking forward to hearing more discussions and talks from you all. All right. So when I was asked to deliver this keynote, I was wondering, where do I start? What do I do? Where does my memory track back to the first wearable device that I have come to know of? So this is where I started. So I remember in the 1980s, when I came to hear about a pacemaker being placed to make the contractions more regular on the heart of one of my close family members. That is when I heard about this. And interestingly, the first time British Medical Journal reported this was in 1889, that there is a possibility of ventricular contraction by applying electrical impulses, was written in a medical journal back in 1889. 1950s had the external wearable device, and then the implantable one came in the 1960s. And no wonder in the 1980s, mid-1980s, when I heard about this was the first time I'm hearing. Even then, I was not researching to see what is this all about, what is it doing, etc. But now, when I look back, from where we started with the implantable devices and all that, and where technology has led us to, it's quite breathtaking. And I'm looking forward to also seeing what are the ideas and what are the other areas of implementation that you're all going to share. So this is where we started in 1958, the first external, cardiac pacemaker, which was used, and then the latest or the ones that we started using with lithium batteries look like those. Okay, then I will discuss. So then, is there anyone here who doesn't use GPS today? You don't use GPS? And you are out.
Sorry, but I still drive a bike. Didn't feel the need to use it.
So one instance that I had, which led me to some research on the modern age GPS trackers. In fact, I was talking to Naveen about this earlier this year because I was wanting some help to identify a device which can be used by my friend's dad. So he got lost in Singapore one day, all of a sudden. He used to walk the kids to school. He would come back, go to the library. He was quite independent, even though he was out of India. He was still comfortable going around all by himself. One day, as usual, he goes to drop off the kids at school. He never turns up. So my friend is thinking he must have gone to the library. Time goes by, lunchtime, he hasn't turned up. Mom, who's also older, is getting worried. About 4 o'clock, she's like, something has gone wrong. She starts calling all her friends. And no one knows where he is. He hasn't contacted. Around 6 or 6:30, a friend calls and says, hey, I'm seeing your dad somewhere, near this bus station. Looks like he doesn't know which bus to catch and come back home. but you know what, I'll help him and bring him home. That's when she realized something has gone wrong with him, but still she didn't know what has happened. So the same instance followed a couple of times. He was repeatedly asking something like, how do I go here? Who's this? Who's that? So some form of Alzheimer's, dementia has hit him. So it was not that serious until he came back to India, goes back to his native in Nagarkoil. Parents start traveling in trains, alone. Mom is also older, dad is older. Now she is worried that this disease is getting even worse and worse. If the train stops in a station, what if dad gets down in a station and just walks up? No one will know how to bring him back. So that's when we started looking at, is there a wearable device that we can get for her dad? And amazing that I was finding some interesting ones like this GPS tracker, and Naveen also shared some links with me. Not many of them are available in India, so we are looking at getting it from other countries. One of the very smaller ones, which is being used to track pets, animals, even older, elderly people. You can see what the size of it is. The original GPS tracker, which was used by military in 1950s, was fairly that big. And then a scaled down version of this one, and then now we have a very small wearable device which looks like a toy which is being used. And you can monitor and track using not just internet, you are using your mobile apps across the world. So this is what we're talking about, Internet of Things is taking us to the future. The next one also has a personal touch to most of the people I know, and personally me as well. When my kids were very young, babies, I used to use baby monitors even within the house. If they are sleeping in a bedroom upstairs, I would like to know if they are crying. So these were the type of baby monitors I used to use. One upstairs near the baby and one would be near me wherever I go and I carry. And in fact, I didn't have wireless ones. They were still wired and I used to put it in the plug. And it was very interesting when I found some of these modern age ones where you have a wearable tracking device that goes on the baby. And you know what? It also comes along with thermometers. So you could be sitting in your office and knowing what the temperature of the baby is, not just depending on your caretaker or the babysitter or even the elderly who's taking care of the babies at home. So that is one other thing that is my recent admiration of how all these things have improved and how it is helping people. And as you can see the temperature graphs. Not only that, if you have, let's say, 2 or 3 kids, you can have thermometers on the kids, multiple kids, and you can actually see all of those in one dashboard on your mobile. And needless to mention, 8 out of 10 people I think have Fitbit or some kind of an activity tracker these days, right? I don't have one yet, but I may soon get one because I'm inspired by so many people who wear it, and there are people who are wearing it too here. So again, what machines can do these days and how small they are, how it has taken us to monitor and regulate some of our even day-to-day activities also leads to one of the next slide which we are going to go to, which all of you will kind of connect more with than me, I think. I would love to have a Jarvis kind of a companion at home anytime, right? Not only at home, anytime I need, if somebody can be that smart helping me, why not? So this is the current present trend. And I want to take you to a very small story, which is written by Bill Montgomery in one of his IoT blogs, which is the next slide. Interestingly, he's saying that he is in the year 2029, and he's saying that IoT is reality now, and it's enhancing our lives. It's been 35 years since internet became a mainstream, and he's saying today traffic is demystified because transportation issues are taken care of by vehicles communicating with each other. They even notify the officials about anything that's happening on the roads, warning on impending traffic or due to weather advisory if there are detours. And more importantly, he imagines or he says that today's vehicles or computers on wheels, they can get an appointment for their repairs. They can even arrange for an alternate transportation. And he also goes into saying, how cities become smart cities because all of these trackers that we could have can help us from preventing any damage happening to the structures that we have. We can be notified of even a little bit more vibration that's happening in the buildings or bridges. Early notification to take care of those rather than going and fixing it after the fact that the problem has occurred. Similarly, as you can see, the smart cities, how would you love if you're on a road and you can, clear an ambulance? Like yesterday, there were some ambulances stuck in traffic when Mr. Modi was here in town. Wouldn't it be great if on demand you change the traffic signal, not waiting for a traffic cop to clear the signal, and the vehicles can communicate with each other? So that's the kind of world he is visioning, and he is talking about this more importantly to bring in the criticality of security in the world of Internet of Things. So in that, he sets this as a stage to go and talk about the security of Internet of Things. So with this, I would like to just quote a couple of examples of what we have been doing in Internet of Things in ThoughtWorks. And there is more that our folks, colleagues will be sharing later on today. One is Silent Herdsman. As you can see, this is helping farmers across the UK to predict the milk production. So this was done by our UK colleagues. And this has been very effective and very popular. One of the initial IoT kind of projects that we did. The second one, the cycling device, actually was delivered out of this office, Chennai office. And a device attached to the cycles basically, gives you the path that you are taking. Also, if you are taking alternate routes, that can be shared with your fellow cyclists who are also riding. So that's a very nice one that we had here, and we all enjoyed working with that product. There are more, but I wouldn't keep boring you talking about this. Would leave you here and look forward to hearing more from you all and taking some knowledge away today. Once again, I welcome you all and thank you for being here on a Saturday. Enjoy the day. Thanks.
Just a couple of seconds.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Devansh. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Devansh. I'm a BA for ThoughtWorks in office. So, first of all, thanks for Sushi for delivering the keynote speech. And now I would like to welcome Mr. Naveen Savapati, co-founder for Nimble Wireless, first off. We have a small video introducing him.